Welcome everybody to Atlanta Motor Speedway. My name is Josh Hall. This is the Doghouse Racing League Tuesday Night Truck Series brought to you by Shoney's. We're here at the old Atlanta Motor Speedway getting ready to get things done here tonight in our first race of our Tuesday doubleheaders that have returned. Right now we see Jonathan Jennings up at the top of the leaderboard. No surprise there to see that. Lucas Edwards, second fastest. Chris Lethbridge, Michael Samia, and Neil Rutt, your top 5 currently on the speed charts. Give me a moment as we get the point standings back up on our screen. This is race number 7 of the championship this year. So far has been dominated by Jonathan Jennings. See again, Jonathan Jennings out there getting those final laps in. We got about 30 seconds left here in practice before we get ourselves underway here tonight. Here are those points coming up on the screen right now. Again, I apologize for that. As we go sized right for you. And you can see Jonathan Jennings up at the top of the leaderboard. Justin McMahon sits back in second. Lucas Edwards in third. Frank Hughes and then Dominic Hughes, your top 5 in the point standings as they currently run. Of course, for all your iRacing or all your Doghouse points, standings and news, don't forget to check out the link below down at doghouseracing.com. You can find a link down below in the description. You can find everything you need to know about the drivers there at the link below. Qualifying getting ready to get underway. Who's our first driver out on the racetrack? We see Jonathan Jennings making his way out onto the racetrack. He's going to be one of our first drivers to qualify. Also Neil Rutt, Stephen Bonomo, Christopher Simon, Gary Amio, Dominic Hughes, Michael Dow, Michael Samia, Mike Leftwich, all out on the racetrack as well. We'll be going 70 laps here tonight. This is the old Atlanta Motor Speedway, not the newly configured Atlanta Motor Speedway. So a lot of characters still here in this track. A lot of bumps, a lot of tire wear. So we expect to see the tires falling off quite a bit here tonight. As Jennings comes across the line. Currently second fastest, Frank Hughes Jr. besting him, and Michael Samia as well. So 2 drivers going a little bit quicker than Jennings here on the opening lap. Of course, as I mentioned, tire fall off is huge here, so I don't expect to see anybody challenge Hughes or Samia, who've already made on their way on the track. I don't see Jennings going any faster on a second lap. Great looking paint job though on this 3 machine as they come across the line. And I take that back. Jennings jumps to the top of the board with a 31-1. Neil Rutt goes 31-2-4. Frank Hughes Jr. 31-2-4. Christopher Simon 31-2-5. So that is a and then Chris Leftwich is the second driver to crack that that 2 barrier falling down into the 31-1s. So only 2 drivers able to crack 31-1 at the moment, as we see the 63 of Gary Maydew making his way off of turn number 2. A rocket down the backstretch. Justin McMahon just currently went 4th quickest on his second lap as well. So a couple drivers making up some time. We see Kevin Thompson coming across the line, currently in the 17th position. Daniel Wilkerson in that 78 machine coming down to the stripe. Complete his first of 2 laps. See where he slides out onto the board on his first lap up into the 20th position. See if he's able to improve on that here on his second lap. As Wilkerson comes down across the stripe. His second lap's going to be good enough for 5th. What a... From 20th to 5th. What a lap for the driver of the 78, as here's Ricky Hudges in the 55, making his way down the backstretch on his second lap. See where the driver out of Harrisburg slides in here as he comes down to the quad oval. Down across the stripe. Hudges is going to bump everybody back a spot. He's going to move up into the 4th position. Who else is out on track currently? We see Jonathan Smith out on the racetrack. With about 20 seconds to go. See where he's going to slide in here. As Smith comes down across the stripe. And he's going to move up into 13th as time expires here. And we get ready to look at our starting grid. And you see on pole here tonight is the 91 of Jonathan Jennings, with Steve Gerber sliding back in the 2nd position. Row 2 will find Chris Leftwich, followed by Ricky Hudges, excuse me, in position number 4. Then row 3 will be Justin McMahon and Daniel Wilkerson. Rolling off 7th in the 72 is Neil Rutt III, with Frank Hughes Jr. in 8th. Gary Maydew cracks the top 10, starting 9th in the 63 machine, with Christopher Simon rounding out your top 10. Mike Leftwich rolls off from 11th, with Jeffrey Engel in the 12th position. 13th is Jonathan Smith, with Dominic Hughes, back in the 14th position. Michael Samia rolls off 15th, with Stephen Benilmo back in the 16th position, and Michael Dow, Mark Dumont, Zach Lockett, and Adam Gardner round out your top 20. 21st will be Kevin Thompson, followed by Justin Hughes in the 22nd position, Jeffrey Wimmer and Lucas Edwards back in row number 12. Row 13 will be Gary Mio and Richard Leclerc, followed by Chad Waller and Chuck Cobb. And in row number 15, Leander Johnson and James Lindsay. That's going to round out the field here tonight at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Of course, the Doghouse Racing League is proud to be sponsored by Shoney's. Shoney's is open daily for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Stop by one of their West Virginia locations and try their fresh prepared legendary breakfast bar, or take home a whole strawberry pie. Shoney's, delicious food and friendly service since 1947. as the field makes their way around the racetrack here. We get ready to go green flag racing. Pace car gets ready to take that hard left-hand turn down on the pit road. Jonathan Jennings going to lead him down to the starting zone. Green flag is in the air. We are racing here at Atlanta. Steve Gerber right there on the high side trying to make something happen up there as they go down in turns 1 and 2 for the first time. And watch these restarts. On cold tires, on fresh tires, these trucks are able to get going. But after a couple laps and these tires start to heat up, if we have a restart and nobody takes tires, watch the wheel spin. We've seen it time and time again with lots of wheel spin on the restarts here at Atlanta. But coming across the stripe for the first time, Jonathan Jennings is going to lead the first lap. Further back, you see Frank Hughes in the 61 looking down to the inside of Daniel Wilkerson. And just in front of that, we see another battle heating up as Ricky Hughes looking down to the inside of Chris Leftwich as they come down through turns 1 and 2. Nice side, Steve Gerber and Christopher Leftwich trying to battle for the second position. Right behind we see Justin McMahon and the 61 of Hughes. As Hughes is able to slide out in front of McMahon. Now Christopher Leftwich using that high lane to try to get around Steve Gerber. He's got the advantage as they come down the backstretch. In the chat we see Let's Go Rut. That is Dakota Pete. And that is Moen says, let's go Edwards and Engel. And both Engel having a great starting spot tonight. Lucas Edwards starting way back in the field, currently running in the 24th position where he started. We almost have some three-wide racing a little further back. You see Christopher Simon down to the inside of Dominic Hughes. Jeffrey with Daniel Wilkerson right in front of them as well. Battle for the lead heating up. Christopher Simon looking down to the inside of Chris Leftwich, and Leftwich is going to take over the lead as they come down the backstretch. Leftwich starting to put a little bit of a gap here on Jennings. However, as I mentioned earlier, tire wear is going to be a premium here tonight at Atlanta. I wouldn't be surprised if that 91 machine trying to save a little bit of tires as well. Battle here with Dominic Hughes and Daniel Wilkerson taking place. Hughes down on the bottom. And he's going to clear the 78. See Michael Samia jumping out of line, taking a look down to the inside of Neil Rutt. Trying to find a little bit of help here to move forward. Now, it's not quite a super speedway like the new Atlanta. However, drafting can come into play here. 99 of Jonathan Smith is trying to move himself underneath Mike Leftwich, continue to push himself forward as well. Another side-by-side battle up at the front. Hughes and Hudges. New Atlanta is not good. You know, it's a hit or miss track for sure. I've been seeing some really good racing there and some really bad racing there. So I say give it a couple more years in the Atlanta heat and watch that track start to show some character again. and the racing will be phenomenal again. Right now we've got some phenomenal racing as the field starting to string out more single file. One battle back here between Jeffrey Wimmer and Gary Amio. And just in front of them we see Lucas Edwards up on the high side and Justin Hughes down on the bottom as they race side by side down across the stripe. And we start lap number 10, or lap number 9, excuse me. Back up front, 2 rows too deep here as you see the 55 of Ricky Hudges and Frank Hughes going at it. Right behind, we see Justin McMahon and Dominic Hughes going at it. And caution out on the racetrack for the first time. It looks like Chuck Cobb was backed it up against the outside wall there in turn number 2. It's going to bring up our first wreckage rewind of the night. We take a look to see what happened to the 81 of Cobb. Some side-by-side racing with the 66. Oh, just contact made with those 2 drivers. That's Chad Waller. And heavy damage to both vehicles. Looks like both drivers are kind of just going... Oh, yeah, looks like just a misjudgment of where the other driver was. And fortunately, it looks like both... Oh, Chuck Cobb trying to get into his pit stall and loops it around. Misses pit stall completely, and that's going to bring the entire field down on the pit road. As I mentioned, tires are going to be a premium here tonight as Chris Leftwich leads the field down on the pit road. Ooh, Leftwich missed his box. He had to back up just a little bit. That is going to cost him a bit of time. You see the 61 coming off of pit road first. Looks like a 2-tire stopping. Yeah, Chris Leftwich comes in first, comes off of pit road. Way back in the field. So Kevin Thompson and Neil Rutt stay out. And then the Hughes boys, we see quite a few 2-tire stops here. Frank Hughes, Dominic Hughes, Christopher Simon, Gary Maydew, all with 2 tires, along with Jeffrey Engel and Michael Samia. Jonathan Jennings is going to be the first driver on 4 tires. He's going to be restarting back in the 7th position. As I mentioned earlier, watch the tire spin. Watch for these drivers losing grip here on this restart. The lights are off on the pace car. We'll take a moment to mention that the Doghouse Racing League is also fueled by Rogue Energy. Rogue Energy is designed to be the ultimate energy drink. 0 sugar, 0 fillers, and 5 calories. Packed with essential vitamins, take hydration to the next level. Visit rogueenergy.com and enter the code DOGHOUSE for 10% off your order. All commissions earned through this link will help support the Doghouse Racing League. So the field's getting ready, getting re-racked, restacked, and getting ready to refire here on lap number 14. Catalina says, let's go 27. We're proud of you. That's Christopher Simon, who's currently back in the 5th position. See him right there on the screen as the green flag is back in the air. A little bit of tire spin out of Kevin Thompson and Frank Hughes. Some of the other two-tire drivers having a little trouble there on that restart. We get back underway. Immediately you see some of the drivers on two tires under attack as they go 3 wide off of turn number 2. Jonathan Jennings taking a look down to the inside. He's going to fall back behind. Not going to quite push the issue yet, but here comes Neil Rutt looking up to the high side of Kevin Thompson. Not able to keep that momentum going as they come down across the stripe. Thompson currently able to hold off the hard-charging 72 of Neil Rutt. A little further back, Jonathan Jennings starting to slide back a little bit. Christopher Simon looking to the outside of the 91. Still have a battle going on at the front here between Kevin Thompson and Neil Rutt. Jennings now looking up to the high side. He's going to get around to Frank Hughes, and he's going to, after that little hiccup on the real start. Now Jennings looking down underneath Neil Rutt, trying to take over the 2nd position. Jennings now looking down to the inside of Kevin Thompson, trying to take the lead back over, and he will indeed slide up in front of Kevin Thompson and take the lead. A little battle back here. Christopher Simon trying to battle with Frank Hughes, trying to hold on to that 5th spot. Great battle here is now Justin McMahon able to slide around Simon, and Simon's going to fall back into 6th. And now he's got the 60 of Mike Leftwich, excuse me, looking down the inside. So his 2 tires now working out for Christopher Simon. They are, however, working out for Kevin Thompson, who's currently still holding on to the 2nd position, but has a hard charging Christopher Leftwich right behind. Leftwich is going to slide up into the 2nd position. A little further back, we've got a gaggle of cars back here, led by Jeffrey Wimmer, Gary Maybe, Stephen Bonomo, Jeffrey Engel, Justin Hughes, all in the mix right here. racing right here. And they are 3 wide as they come down into turn number 3, sliding back into 2 wide. Big pack of cars all racing for position. Meanwhile, a little further back, Justin McMahon has just moved himself up into the 3rd position. Mike Leftwich trying to follow through, and we see Steve Gerber and Kevin Thompson battling out. Thompson making a great track position choice here. Taking those 2 tires, staying out on the racetrack. He does not have new tires on that machine. Currently holding on though, he's gained 15 positions by doing that. Now he finds himself up in the 6th position. He's able to stay pretty close to the leaders here. Last time by, the leader, Jonathan Jennings, ran a 31.3. Thompson just ran a 31.5, so only 2/10 off. He's able to stay right here with the leaders as Gerber takes a look down underneath Mike Leftwich. Also see Miguel saying, "Let's go, son. Let's go make the great race great. Tuck and roll, a 27 podium." I'd like to see that 27 up on the podium as well, as he's currently finds himself back in the 9th position. And part of this back group here, but again, track position being key here. He's got the 73 looking down underneath. I'll see you late to the party, but yes, let's go Engel and Edwards. And yet we got more cheering for Jeffrey Engel and Lucas Edwards currently running. Lucas Edwards back in the 18th position and Jeffrey Engel back in 20th. As this battle continues side by side between Steve Gerber and Mike Leftwich. Great battle still continuing side by side. And now Mike Leftwich able to clear Steve Gerber, put himself solidly up into the 4th position. Jonathan Smith right behind the back bumper of Jeffrey Wimmer. They're starting to break away a little bit as the pack's starting to get back to single file, and you see these drivers, just how much these tires are coming into play here. You see drivers starting to slip slide all over the place now. You see Stephen Bonomo up into the 13th position, up 3 spots from where he started. Biggest movers of the race, though, are Kevin Thompson and Jeffrey Wimmer, both up 15, and Gary O'Meo, all up 15 positions from where they started. Now Justin McMahon trying to look down to the inside of Christopher Leftwich. Battle for the 2nd position. Oh, make almost a little bit of contact there between the 2 drivers. Right behind we see Mike Leftwich and Steve Gerber continue to go at it as Chris Leftwich holds on to the 2nd position for now. As we are quickly approaching the halfway mark as the yellow flies yet again. This time it looks like Gary Maydew is backwards up against the fence and coming into turn number 3. That's going to bring up our 2nd wreckage rewind of the night. This started way back coming off of turn number 2. See the 63 sliding up in front of the 14 of Jeffrey Engel. Both drivers making contact with each other, and both drivers kind of stuck up against the wall there. So tough break for Maydew, who's having a good run. Now finds a lot of damage. Well, it doesn't look like too much damage to that 63. See a little bit of scrape on the right side of that truck, but doesn't look like enough damage to really hinder the forward progress of that 63. But let's see if everybody hits pit road yet again. You know who I do think is going to hit pit road is that's the 20. Yep, there he goes, the 21 of Kevin Thompson. Who's going to lose all that track position he just gained. However, he's going to have the first driver is going to have the freshest tires out on the racetrack. Kevin Brown says, hello, boys. Good to see you, Kevin. Still tough to see you in the chat, not on the track, but glad to have you here as we are approaching the halfway mark. Well, we got a moment. We'll remind you that the Shoney's the Doghouse Racing League's Tuesday Night Truck Series is proud to be sponsored by Shoney's. Shoney's is open daily for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Stop by one of their West Virginia locations and try their freshly prepared legendary breakfast bar and take home a whole strawberry pie. Shoney's, delicious food and friendly service since 1947. Of course, the Doghouse Racing League is also fueled by Rogue Energy. Rogue Energy is designed to be the ultimate energy drink. 0 sugar, 0 fillers, 5 calories, packed with essential vitamins. Take hydration to the next level. Visit rogueenergy.com and use the code DOGHOUSE for 10% off your order. All commissions earned through the link help support the Doghouse Racing League. Of course, we want to thank our great partners here on Intensity Broadcasting as well. We can't forget Race EPI for all your iRacing coaching and setup needs. Visit raceepi.com. Check out our website over at intensityracing.com. Link down below in the description for all your merchandise, novelty t-shirts, and Atlee Atman Weese's racing gear as well. Of course, if you're looking for Doghouse Racing gear, you can always find that over at doghouseracingle.com. There's a link down below in the description. For their merch, stats, standings, and news, visit their website down below. Of course, we also want to thank our great partner over at Butt Kicker. And Butt Kicker is a well-known and established leader in gaming haptics. The award-winning line of Butt Kicker products lets users feel low-frequency sounds. Their products are used and endorsed around the world by leading PC and console gamers, including professional sim racers. The patented design makes them incredibly accurate, powerful, and virtually indestructible. The Gamer Plus, that's the one I have, is a new and upgraded sim racing haptic that reproduces immersive, accurate, and powerful sim racing, flight sim, and gaming effects. So to check out the full line of Butt Kicker products, to figure out which one's right for you, visit thebuttkicker.com. Of course, Butt Kicker is used more than just gaming. You can go to their website and find different movie theaters that actually have the Butt Kicker set up for movie haptics as well. So, of course, I love my Butt Kicker I have attached to my racing seat. Gives me that little bit extra seat of the pants feel that you don't get normally playing a racing sim. So here we go. The field's getting re-racked, restacked, and getting ready to refire here. Kevin Brown says, hoping to be back for next week. Hoping to have you back here next week as well. Here we go. The field makes their way back down to the Geico restart zone. Green flag is back in the air, and we are back racing here at Atlanta. Ooh, Gary Amio in the grass on the restart. I said watch for tire spin on the restarts. That's exactly what we see, but we stay green. Trying to see, you can see what happened to Amio here on the restart. It was just, yeah, just tire spin. That's all that was. Hot track, hop tires, tire spin. We've seen it before. Fortunately able to spin down into the grass, keep himself off the racing surface, and avoid, everybody was able to avoid him. See Mike Leftwich running up in the 7th position. Jeffrey Wimmerton is outside with 3 wide racing right behind. Christopher Simon up on the tie side. The 55 of Ricky Hutchins goes down through the grass. Loses a ton of momentum. Everybody's able to check up and keep it going straight. What a save out of Ricky Hutchins to hold on to that thing as it goes driving through the grass. Meanwhile, Christopher Simon up on top. Mike Leftwich, the meat and the sandwich, has the 61. Frank Hughes Jr. gets 3 spots in that corner. Moves himself up in the 7th. The yellow flag is in the air. And the 99 of Jonathan Smith has gone around. Gonna bring up another wreckage rewind. Looks like he might have had a little bit of help from the 89 of Dominic Hughes as we roll it forward here. Looks like he was checking up a little bit to keep from running in the back of Bonomo, and Hughes just got into the back of the 99, comes up, ooh, catches 2 trucks, the 117 of Leclerc and the 32 of Leander Johnson. That brings most of the field back down onto the race, or onto pit road. Kevin Thompson, Christopher Simon, Justin Hughes, and Mark Dumont all staying out. Who's going to win the race off pit road? Looks like it's going to be Frank Hughes Jr. Should I take that back? Adam Gardner made his way off of pit road first. So, the actual first driver off of pit road first. Yeah, the first driver off of pit road was Neil Rutt. He took just 2 tires to get there. Jonathan Jennings is going to be the first driver on 4 tires. He's going to be restarting back in the 11th position. So Kevin Thompson is going to be your leader, as we are just past halfway. Going to complete lap number 42, or coming to lap 42. So here we go, the field re-racked, restacked. Getting ready to refire here at Atlanta. Kevin Thompson chooses the inside. Christopher Simon up on the high side. Justin Hughes, Chad Waller back in row number 2. Mark Dumont and Adam Gardner in row number 3. Pace car pulls off onto pit road. Watch for tire spin here on this restart as we get back going. Green flags in the air. We see, looks like Chad Waller not able to get going here on this restart. We see the 61 of Frank Hughes trying to take a look down underneath that 66 machine. Come down. Oh, one truck way off the pace on the backstretch. That was Stephen Bonomo, who got a little loose there, was able to hold on to it, so no harm, no foul. As we have just 26 laps to go, Kevin Thompson has the 08 of Justin Hughes taking a look down to the inside. Drivers both have the same amount of laps on their tires. Thompson able to stay out in front as Adam Gardner now taking a look down to the inside of Hughes. Some great racing up here at the front. Jonathan Jennings currently back in the 9th position. Justin McMahon back in 10th, so fresh tires. These drivers in the back. Unfortunately, back in dirty air, just not able to make anything happen as they're racing side by side in front. See Michael Samia getting around, or excuse me, getting passed by Frank Hughes Jr. Jonathan Jennings just not able to get anything going back here in dirty air. Justin McMahon has the 13 of Chris Leftwich. Right there on the back bumper, pushing him through the straightaway. And Adam Gardner side by side with Christopher Simon. This is a battle for third. Adam Gardner having a great run, up 16 spots. Our biggest movers are our first two drivers, both up 20 spots respectively. Kevin Thompson and Justin Hughes. Christopher Simon up 7 spots, doing a little off strategy here as here comes Justin Hughes down to the inside of Kevin Thompson, trying to take the lead away. So we are coming to 22 laps to go. Now Christopher Simon and Adam Gardner trying to join the party here up at the front. Gardner right there on the back bumper. Christopher Simon up into the 3rd position. Trying to run down the 08 of Justin Hughes here. Coming to 20 laps to go. Simon looks down underneath Hughes, and Hughes slides up the track. He loses 2 positions here, as Adam Gardner's able to slide by as well. But here he comes trying to fight back on the high side. A little contact there between Gardner and Hughes, as Gardner's able to slide out in front currently. Is he able to clear up? No, here comes Hughes battling back on the high side. Jonathan Jennings here in the mix as well, trying to make something happen on those fresher tires. Just can't get anything going. Currently runs back in 7th. So he's slowly starting to pick them off one by one, but right now back there stuck in traffic, stuck in dirty air, just not able to make anything go on. While that's going on, Kevin Thompson has quite the lead right now. He's got a 3/4 of a second lead over 2nd place Christopher Simon, who's got a just over a half-second lead over the angry Hornet's Nest back here from 3rd on back. Jonathan Jennings now sliding up around Adam Gardner. Moved Jennings up into the 5th position. He's working that high side right behind. We see Justin McMahon and Christopher Leftwich in line on that 2nd lane. And oh, the 61 of Hughes. Frank Hughes saves it. What a save on the 61. Slides down through the infield. Able to hold on to him. Looks like he might have had a little bit of help there. But incredible save to keep that machine alive. Next time by, we'll have just 15 laps to go. Kevin Thompson continues to stretch those legs out on Christopher Simon. Look now, Jonathan Jennings up into the 3rd spot. He has cleared the Hornet's Nest, him and Justin McMahon. And they're going to have clean air and some fresher tires. Put into perspective, last time by, even in a little bit of traffic, Jonathan Jennings ran a 31.5. Christopher Simon ran a 31.4. So just about a 1/10 and a half quicker. Jennings over Simon and Thompson. That time by. Jennings ran a 31.5. Sorry, 32.3, excuse me. So a 32.3 for Jennings. 32.7 for Simon and 32.6 for Thompson. So now about 0.3 of a second quicker than the leader. As Jennings looks down underneath Christopher Simon to take over the 2nd position. That interval is now 1.4. It's a caution. Caution is out on the racetrack. Forget everything I just said. Frank Hughes spinning down to the infield. It's going to bring up another wreckage rewind. Oh, it actually started well up in front of Frank Hughes. So you see the 55 into the outside wall. As Ricky Hudges. I think it was a 114. Oh, Hudges comes down across the track Hughes just trying to get through it. Nowhere's to go. Able to hold on to it, though. What another great save. Right along here, and you'll see it happen just out in front of him. The smoke drives down to the bottom, and then just nowhere's to go. Does a great job, though, holding on to it. We'll see what happened here with Hudges and the 114, and looks like he just pushed up off the up the surface there, up the track, and into the 114 of Mark Dumont. So Christopher Simon and Kevin Thompson both hitting here. We're going to have about 10 laps to go when we go back to Green Flag Racing. They're going to have the freshest tires of the bunch. They are the first two drivers that come off of pit road. So on pit road that time, we saw Christopher Simon, Kevin Thompson, Chad Waller, Adam Gardner, Michael Samia, Justin Hughes, Dominic Hughes, Neil Rutt, Mark Dumont, Frank Hughes Jr., and Jeffrey Engel all making their way down on the pit road that time. That's going to put the lead back in the hands of Jonathan Jennings. Now, we saw Jonathan Jennings get stuck in traffic earlier, was not able to make anything happen as the fresh tires were not really helping him until the Hornet's Nest kind of cleared up. We're going to have to see if the same thing happens here to Christopher Simon and Kevin Thompson here. So while we're under caution here, we'll take the moment to remind you that the Doghouse Racing League is proud to be sponsored by Shoney's. Shoney's is open daily for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Stop by one of their West Virginia locations and try their freshly prepared legendary breakfast bar and take home a whole strawberry pie. Shoney's, delicious food and friendly service since 1947. Also, the Doghouse Racing League is fueled by Rogue Energy. Rogue Energy is designed to be the ultimate energy drink. 0 sugar, 0 fillers, 5 calories packed with essential vitamins. Take hydration to the next level. Visit rogueenergy.com and enter the code DOGHOUSE for 10% off your order. And all commissions earned through this link help support the Doghouse Racing League. Of course, help support us as well by visiting intensitybroadcasting.com for all your iRacing and Intensity merchandise, hats, t-shirts, coffee mugs, mouse pads, you name it, we've got it over there. You can also find a couple of our leagues, such as the SCSRA, the original Rebels Racing League, all listed there as well. You can also check out Race EPI for all your iRacing coaching and setup needs. And of course, visit our friends over at The Butt Kicker for all your gaming haptic needs. So we're going to re-rack them, restack them, get ready to refire them here again. Jonathan Jennings, your leader, chooses the outside lane this time, putting Justin McMahon down on the bottom. Chris Leftwich and Steve Gerber back in row number 2. And then Lucas Edwards and Mike Leftwich back in row number 3 now. Again, tires. These drivers are on about 20 lap old tires. So as they go back to the restart zone, watch for the wheel spin. We saw it earlier. We'll watch this view so we can see if we have any wheel spin anywheres on the track. Green flag is back in the air, and oh, McMahon spins the tires. Huge wheel spin for Justin McMahon, who's going to lose it. Looks like he's going to lose a spot to Christopher Leftwich, although he's fighting back there on the inside. But that's going to allow Jonathan Jennings to get a huge lead as they come off of turn number 2. With 8 laps to go, we'll see these drivers in the back with fresh tires if they're able to get anything going here. See Kevin Thompson, look at him work that high side on those fresh tires. Adam Gardner down on the low side there, 3 wide back here as they come across the stripe. Oh, Gardner makes some contact, yellow is out. Big wreck, Gardner up and over on his lid. Continuing barrel rolling down through turn number 1, caution out. Gardner out of the race. It's gonna bring up the wreckage rewind as we take a look to see what happened here. See Adam Gardner down on the low side. Oh, it actually something happened behind. Actually, there's 2 different wrecks here. See, Adam Gardner comes up into Bonomo because Bonomo didn't know that Gardner was that high up on the track. And then he just gets tagged here as he's trying to hold on to it, comes back across the track, tags the 35, and then Gardner hard up into the outside fence, up in the air. See that truck starts to barrel roll. Again, looks like there was a second incident, though. Starting with the 72 of Rutt. Yeah, we see back here. Kind of the same thing. Neil Rutt down on the low side comes up in front of the 519 of James Lindsay. Sends him across the track. We're going to ride along here with Adam Gardner just to see how fast this happened. Oh, that was... Here's Adam Gardner's replay. Oh, we are still on the record rewind. I apologize for that. I did not realize I still had that up. You got the radio call of that one. So we see Adam Gardner here trying to hold on to it, gets clipped by Bonomo twice, and then that sends the 56 up in the air. As that 56 goes barrel rolling down through turn number 2. At the same time that that was going on, Neil Rutt got turned around as well. And so there was actually 2 different wrecks right there. But let's bring you on board here with Adam Gardner. He's trying to hold on to it. You see just a wild ride on that 56 machine. So unfortunate turn of events there for Adam Gardner, who was trying to use strategy to get himself a good finish here tonight. Now he finds himself back behind the wall watching this one from the stands. It's been a while since I forgot to turn out the record rewind, so I do apologize for that. We're going to have ourselves a green-white checker finish here. And don't forget to join us after this one's over as the SCSRA Truck Series, brought to you by Blue Ridge Auto Group, will be taking on Daytona for their season opener. Last week we had the non-points race. This week we will have a points race at Daytona. So tune in right after this one's over. for Super Speedway Racing here on iRacing. So this will be an unofficial attempt at a green-white checker. However, if the caution comes back out before the white flag comes out, we will have one more attempt at a green-white checker here. Pace car makes their way down on the pit road. Jonathan Jennings is going to lead the field back to the Geico restart zone. Green flag back in the air again. More wheel spin as Chris Leftwich this time is the victim. And the yellow flag is back out. Big wreck in the back here. Like Dominic Hughes was caught up in this one here, and see Kevin Thompson right there on the back bumper of Hughes, who checks up a little bit as the field really didn't get going, and Thompson just misjudges the start. Hughes comes down into the 3 of Samia. And that's where it just all breaks loose back here. Wow, what a great job holding on to that. A little bit of contact there between Samia and the 50 of Michael Dow, but Dow looks like he's going to be able to hold on to it, keep it off the wall, and now we'll have an official attempt at a green-white checker. Michael Lords, when did Isaiah Gill join the league? Just kidding. Starts on this old tires are always tough. For sure. Starts on here at Atlanta. The old Atlanta are never fun, especially when you have any kind of heat in those tires. So Jonathan Jennings is going to try to hold off everybody once again. Here we go. We're going to have ourselves a green-white checker shootout when they come around next time by. We'll have to see what lane Jonathan Jennings chooses here on this restart. Looks like he's going to choose the inside lane. We're going to go another lap before going green flag racing here. Give us a moment to talk about some of our great partners here. Again, we want to thank Shoney's as a great partner here of the Doghouse Racing League. Also, the Doghouse Racing League is fueled by Rogue Energy. Rogue Energy is designed to be the ultimate energy drink. 0 sugar, 0 fillers, 5 calories, packed with essential vitamins. Take hydration to the next level. Visit rogueenergy.com and enter the code DOGHOUSE for 10% off your order. All commissions earned through this link help support the Doghouse Racing League. Of course, we want to thank our great partners over at Race EPI for all your iRacing coaching and setup needs. Visit our website, intensitybroadcasting.com, for all your Intensity and Atman Weiss merch gear, or racing gear. And of course, The Butt Kicker. For all your gaming haptic needs, check out thebuttkicker.com. Of course, for all your Doghouse Racing news, stats, and standings, check out the Doghouse Racing or DoghouseRacingLeague.com. There is a link down below in the description. So Jonathan Jennings is going to choose the high side on this restart. That's going to put Justin McMahon down on the bottom. Chris Leftwich and Steve Gerber back in row number 2. In row 3, we'll find Mike Leftwich and Lucas Edwards. Row 4 would be Jeffrey Wimmer, Daniel Wilkerson, and Christopher Simon and Gary Amio. Round out your top 10. As we get set for the 3 most exciting words in motorsports: green, white, checker. Pace car is getting ready to take that hard left-hand turn down on the pit road. Jennings comes back to the green restart zone. Green flag back in there. A much better start this time up front. But Jennings able to sneak away from Justin McMahon. And Steve Gerber is up here in the top 3, trying to make something happen here on these final 2 laps. Off of turn number 2, Jonathan Jennings' lead is shrinking as Justin McMahon is giving everything he's got here. Coming to the white flag. It's going to be one more time around for Jonathan Jennings, but Justin McMahon is hungry right there, trying to run down that 91 machine and get around him as we have just a mile and a half to go. Down through turns 1 and 2, McMahon washes up the track just a little bit, trying to get some momentum. Oh, wreck in the back. Amio goes around, more wrecking, more trucks up in the outside wall. Steve Gerber now takes a look down to the inside of Justin McMahon as they come off of turn number 4. Jonathan Jennings is going to get the win down to the stripe. Justin McMahon comes home second, Steve Gerber third, Chris Leftwich and Christopher Simon your top 5, but as we've been saying all year round, all year long, Jonathan Jennings getting the win here tonight at Atlanta. Jennings makes his way down to the start-finish line. He's going to celebrate his victory. I don't think he's going to be able to burn out around the entire track here tonight. If he does, that'd be awfully impressive. Jennings celebrates his 4th win on the season. Take a look at our results here. And Jonathan Jennings getting the win. Justin McMahon brings it home in second. Steve Gerber third. Chris Leftwich and Christopher Simon round out your top 5. Then Lucas Edwards brings it home in 6th. Jeffrey Wimmer back in 7th. Frank Hughes Jr., Mike Leftwich, and Chad Waller round out your top 10. Justin Hughes in 11th. Daniel Wilkerson back in 12th. Kevin Thompson, Michael Samia, and Zach Lockett your top 15. Jeffrey Engel 16th. Michael Dow and Mark Dumont make up 17th and 18th. Stephen Bonomo and Gary Mio round out your top 20. Dominic Hughes comes home 21st. 22nd is James Lindsay. Gary Maydew 23rd. Leander Johnson back in 24th. Adam Gardner finishes 25th, 12 laps down after that flip it down the front stretch. Neil Rutt, 26. Richard Leclerc back in 27th. Jonathan Smith, Ricky Hughes, and Chuck Cobb round out the field here tonight at Atlanta. So we get ready to talk to our top three. Starting with your third place finisher here tonight, Steve Gerber. Steve, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Hey, Josh, how's it going today?
Man, it's going well. What a run for you. Kind of a little bit of up and down race for you here tonight, but brings you home on the podium. Talk about those last couple of restarts, especially on the older tires. I know they weren't that old, but I saw a couple drivers spinning the tires there. Talk us through what you were able to do to keep the tires from spinning there at the end.
Towards the end, I think I just learned a little bit from the last couple. I think everybody was really struggling, and I just tried to focus on just being smooth, and it was still spinning a little bit, but that was definitely, I knew that was going to be huge to just get that restart going and, make a spot up there, and then that was good. And then fought there at the end with Justin. Just I didn't want to run too hard into three, so it just wasn't worth it. But it was fun. We had a good race.
Talk about the difference in strategies out there, because it seemed like you had a tale of two different races out there. A lot of drivers trying to stay out, save tires, run different strategies. Did that kind of hurt your momentum there, especially in that middle portion of the race?
Yeah, it did, but it made it interesting. I mean, I was under the theory of follow the guy that wins all the time. So wherever Jonathan Jennings went, that's where I went. So he pitted, I pitted. So that was the strategy. Do what Jonathan does.
What would Jonathan do? Well, there you
exactly.
go.
Exactly, 100%.
That's going to be the motto of, I'm sure, a lot of drivers here the rest of the season out. But,
it should be. It should be.
The guy knows what he's doing out there. But again, congratulations on the podium here tonight, Steve. Before we let you go, though, anyone you want to thank, any shots you got to give here tonight?
No, shout out to you guys. Appreciate it, and do a good job, and appreciate Daniel putting this on, and the rest of the guys in the league. So thanks very much.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congrats, and hopefully we'll talk to you again soon.
I hope so.
Have a great night.
Thanks, Josh.
So that was your third place finisher, Stephen Gerbner. Let's bring in your second place finisher, Justin McMahon. Sorry, I didn't realize you were still talking there. I hate when I do that to people. Apologize for that. But hey, what a run for you here tonight. Kind of same thing I said to Steven there. Kind of an up and down race for you guys. Up front, you pit. A lot of drivers stayed out, put you back in the dirty air, not really able to get going. But find yourself back up at the front, battling for the lead. We saw you almost eat it earlier on one of those restarts. Talk us through what happened there and what you're able to do as the race went on to minimize the wheel spin there at the end.
Yeah, not put it down as hard and just had to really feather it. It was, you had to gamble there with the way the cautions fell. We gambled to try to get some track position back, so it was needed to do that to get up near the front, but old tires were awful on restarts. I mean, it was just, you couldn't go anywhere. That was starting in second gear. I mean, if you started in third, I think you were going to be even worse. You weren't going to go anywhere, so you kind of really had to just feather it in second gear and hope to God you didn't wreck or get run over.
Yeah, it seemed like there's a mixture of strategies out there tonight. Was that kind of the idea? Was to kind of follow what Jennings was doing there? Because I know that's what Steve Gerber said. What would Jennings do? Trying to figure out the strategy here tonight with a lot of drivers staying out and putting you guys back in that dirty air.
Yeah, I didn't really know. I guess it all determined, or it all, I guess it all came down to whether or not where the cautions fell. If we were going to be able to, if we can make it to lap 35 under green, it was going to be pretty simple. We're going to be able to make it on one pit stop. But where that first caution came out, it was kind of a crapshoot. We didn't really know if we should come down and get fuel only, but we're far enough in where tires would make a difference. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I was coming down, I think, regardless of whether or not Jennings did. Whether or not we were each going to take 4 tires or not. I thought about taking 2, but I knew that it's usually pretty loose on 2. So I just gambled and took 4. And apparently it worked out, but it could have gone the other way.
That's for sure. Well, again, great job here coming home on the podium. What are we gonna have to do to knock Jennings off the top there? Because he's just been dominating this season.
Maybe throw some road spikes out in front of him when he's leading. I don't know. That's really the only way to slow him down, I think.
Well,
I thought I was going to be able to have a chance on him on that last restart. I was starting to gain on him a little bit, but I kind of sent a Hail Mary into one with the white flag, and the truck got super tight. It was super old tires, so it didn't really do much. But I don't know. He's going to be a hard one to beat, and that's what makes all of us keep fighting harder to want to get up there. So we're chasing him, but it's a good chase, and it'll happen one of these days. We just don't know when.
Well, a great job here. Good luck next week at Gateway. And before I let you go, anyone you want to thank, any shots you got to give here tonight?
Yeah, Group 6 for the sponsor on the truck. My wife for letting me do this on a nightly basis, and you guys for doing the broadcast.
Again, congratulations on the podium, and hopefully we'll talk to you again soon.
Thanks, Josh.
That was your second place finisher, Justin McMahon. Let's bring in your winner here tonight, Jonathan Jennings. Jonathan, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir. I got you.
It's been a weekly occurrence lately, getting your 4th win of the season here tonight. Although I'm sure you were kind of thinking mid-race there when everybody was staying out and the strategies kind of mixed up there. You were back in the dirty air in the Hornet's Nest a bit. Did that kind of concern you a little bit being back there, being with drivers on mixed tires?
Yeah, for a minute it got a little sketchy, but I was trying to take care of my tires because I knew they had a tire advantage. So I was trying to take care of what I had, and so I could kind of even back out. To be honest, those cautions at the end saved me because those guys that had a set left at the end, they would have got us if it went green those last 10 laps or however many we had.
Yeah, tires seem to be a real premium here tonight, especially with the tire spin on warm tires. It looked like you were able to get the power down pretty well there. A couple drivers having some issues behind you. Was it kind of sketchy out there on those old tires on those restarts, or were you able to just make do with it?
Oh yeah, it was really sketchy. It caught me off guard the first restart, but after that one, I kind of knew it was there, so I had to kind of ease into it and then put the gas to it. But live and learn, I guess. I've had some moments before where it's been a lot worse. So.
Well, next week we move over to the flat track over at Gateway. How do you like your chances over at Worldwide Technology there?
Any kind of flat track I'm a fan of. So hopefully we run good, and I'll do my best.
Well, again, congrats on your 4th win of the season, Jonathan. Before I let you go, anyone want to thank any shots you got to give here tonight?
Yeah, you guys for the broadcast, and Daniel and all the admins for everything they do week in and week out. Teammates and the guys that I'm trying to help for all the practice we put in, and the series sponsor Shoney's, and I think it's Rogue Energy this season.
Yep. So yeah, that's right, Rogue Energy. So for those watching, the link was right there up on the screen. So don't forget to check them out. And Jonathan, again, congratulations on your 4th win of the season, and good luck next week. I'm sure we'll talk to you again soon.
All right, man. Thank you.
Have a great night. So there you have it. Jonathan Jennings getting your win here tonight at Atlanta. Don't forget to tune in just a few minutes as the SCSRA Truck Series goes to Daytona. We'll be bringing the coverage right here live on Intensity Broadcasting. And for everybody here in the Doghouse Racing League, including all the great partners, including Shoney's, Rogue Energy, Race CPI, The Butt Kicker, and IntensityRacing.com, we want to thank you for joining us here tonight on iRacing on Intensity Broadcasting. And as our boy Atman Weiss would say, over and out.